What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Chase Down. Today we got some more information of what's going on in the NBA season. Another update, a lot of information coming out. The league ready to start back up. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. So let's get started. The NBA Board of Governors approved a 22-team format to restart the 2019-2020 season, and it will restart on July 31st to take place in Orlando, Florida, Walt Disney Resort, where they're going to have sort of bubble environment, just a little NBA bubble on their own campus. Teams voted on the proposal. The vote was 29-1. So all 30 teams, and the Portland Trailblazers were the only team that voted no. They gave their reasons. They said there were some other formats, some other proposals out there that they liked a little bit better. The players spoke up, and so the front office voted no. This season, they're going to have 8 regular season games where there's going to be seeding type of games, to get ready for the tournament. So probably going to be a play-in tournament for the 8th seed. So we have the top 16 teams from the East and West, and we also have the teams within 6 games of the 8th place from both sides. So 22 teams. So teams like the Pelicans, the Blazers, the Spurs, the Kings, the Suns, and the Wizards can be in a play-in tournament for the 8th seed, and the number 8 team and the number 9 team will have a game to play into the tournament. Teams will begin training in Orlando starting on July 9th through the 11th. So the regular season has been extended 16 days, 5 to 6 games per day, 4 hours between the games on each court to accommodate for overtime. Then they can clean. Then the teams can get their warm-ups in, and they're going to have 3 courts in total for all that. So 4 hours between the games to clean, teams to get their warm-ups in, and then we also have 3 courts. Each team left is expected to play one back-to-back game. So the NBA, with the dates that they have right now, they have the play-in tournament supposed to start August 16th and 17th, and then August 18th should be the first round of the playoffs, and then September 1st should be the second round, and September 15th should be conference finals, and September 30th should be the finals. And all of those are subject to change by the league. And the NBA has also said that they might even be aggressive, and they might move up the dates if a playoff series ends early, to try and just have more time in between the end of this season and the start of the next season. And they've also said that the finals games are expected to be played every other day. So now let's talk a little bit about the players. Teams will be allowed to replace players, but they'll have restrictions on the players that are in the pool of eligible players. Eligible players will probably have to have been signed, or at least played in the G League this year, or even been on a training camp contract this season. So for example, guys like Jamal Crawford cannot be signed, but guys like the Thunder's Lou Dort, who is on a 2-way contract, can be signed. And some of the teams have also stated to the league that they would like the guys that are on 2-way contracts to be living, training, and just isolated with the teams that are already there in Orlando. So if they need to replace a player, they can just bring that guy there, because they don't want to have to deal with the travel by the time that guy gets there, and then he's quarantined. Well, the guy they want to replace him with is already back and healthy, so they would like to just have those guys there already in Orlando with them. And then the NBA has said that the expected protocol, that if a player leaves for whatever reason, if they leave the Orlando bubble, their kind of campus they got going on, When they come back, they'll be quarantined for no less than 10 days, and they must have 2 negative tests. So the NBA is planning on having daily testing within the campus. Positive tests would result in a player either being removed and quarantined and receiving treatment. So isolated by himself, getting treatment, and then having two negative tests, and he can come back and just hop right back in where they left off. They also said that they will conduct testing every night during the season, and they said if they do have a positive test, that a player, they'll be quarantined minimum of seven days, but it could be anywhere from 10 to 14. So some of the teams have said that even though they didn't like the format that was voted on for the remainder of the season, they just voted yes anyways. Obviously the Blazers did not. They listened to what their players had to say, and they felt like they should represent the players, and so they voted no. Since we're talking about the teams that have been eliminated or that are not playing, those teams have been proposing ideas, like since they've missed part of the season, maybe having mini camps, training camps, OTAs, just to get something for those younger teams. A lot of young guys want to get some just experience before the next season starts. And so let's talk about some more dates that the NBA has maybe set out. They kind of have a timeline set out, but a lot of it is subject to change. So they have stated that the 2021 season could begin on December 1st, but right now they kind of feel like that is unlikely. So just depending on when this season ends, will dictate the start of the next season. And we could look for even next season being less than 82 games as well, to maybe get back on track after all this is over to where they like to be for their schedule in the NBA. And they said that free agency could begin on October 18th, and training camps could begin on November 10th. And since they're saying free agency could begin on October 18th, they're saying that the draft could be on October 15th, and that the draft lottery will be on August 25th. The lottery will include the 8 teams left out of the remainder of the season, and then the 6 teams that participate in the remainder of the season but don't make the playoffs. So just a little bit of extra information they're kind of thrown out at us. Players will still see 25% reduction in pay on June 15th. They said that the teams could account for having 44 extra people within the campus, but they have said that 1,600 maximum people on the campus. Players and their families must stay inside the bubble, and they said that the families can come into the campus in Orlando after the first round of the playoffs. NBA and the NBA Players Association have agreed to conduct for PED testing for the remainder of the season, but tests for recreational drugs have remained suspended. And then we also have some high-profile players like Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and then just reported recently, LaMarcus Aldridge had season-ending surgery. So all 3 of those guys will not return. KD and Kyrie obviously both playing for the Nets, and the Nets are in, so that's a pretty big one right there. But if you want to know anything else, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this format. Did you have an idea that you thought was better? Do you like this format? And I know just everybody's ready for sports to get started back. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.